What's going on, everybody? Wow, it's been a hot minute since we had a chance to broadcast. You are now tuned in to the Togetherness podcast. I will be joined with my co host, Albany Riggins, extremely soon, hopefully, very soon. But listen, man, it's been a long time. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we had a chance to do this. And truthfully, it's been a lot going on. Like, it's been a lot happening, a lot going on. It's as you know, I'm done with my second master's. I'm like done, like done. I don't have to do anything else ever again if I don't want to. I don't have to go back to school. So the last month, well, August is when the last time actually we broadcasted here was at the end of, I want to say, July. And between myself and Albany, we've been very busy, especially toward the end of the summertime. We have kids, so getting our kids back to school, kids to college, things like that. And Albany's coming into the room now. Hey, hey, what's up?
Hello.
I'm right now giving up our apologies to
Yeah.
our listeners and the people that tune in, because it's been a while since we had a chance to broadcast. And sometimes life gets busy. Life
It does.
gets busy, and we do thank everybody for their continued patience with us, and still riding with us and still hanging in there, because it was a challenge. Not, I don't want to say challenging, but a very busy past maybe 2 months, and now we're back in it, full steam ahead. Back to school time. I was finishing up
Mhm.
all my requirements for my degree and state certifications to continue teaching, and we're back. We
We're back.
are back. Yeah, and I'm in a different location. For some reason, I'm having technical difficulties. So I
Oh,
had to pull some of my equipment out here so I can broadcast and make sure that we broadcast on time. But Albany, it's good to see you. It's been so long.
yes. I'm glad to see you too. I'm glad to be here back on the podcast, man.
Yeah, so am I. It's about time. How you
Yeah,
been?
man. I've been okay. I've been rushing hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I'm glad we're back doing this. It's been a long time, and I miss doing this. I miss being able to have a conversation and allow that conversation to help others. And people have been messaging me and tweeting me and saying, "Hey, when is it coming back?" And we're back.
We're back.
We are back. So again, thank you guys so much for riding with us and for your patience with us. We love you all and we appreciate you. Ah, man, how you been, sister?
I've been doing really well. I've been really busy, but just not too busy for this because I think that this is a gift. I think it's a blessing for
Yeah,
not only our viewers, but it's also a blessing for me. And I think it's a blessing for you because even as we teach and
yeah,
we give our, information and stuff that we've learned through our relationships, it feeds back into us and it helps us even more.
yeah.
So it's almost like as we give, we pour into other people, we still have to hold ourselves accountable to the things that we do as well. So
Mhm.
um, I enjoy being a part of it together.
Yeah, and I enjoy doing it with you. And now we're back.
We ready
Now
to
we're
hit the
back.
hit the floor running?
Hit the floor running. Hit the floor running. And I guess we'll get into the topic.
Yeah.
But before we do that, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, I
Yeah.
am Albany Riggins, life relationship coach, author. I inspire spiritual introverted entrepreneur women to make powerful choices to connect deeply with themselves and their partners to help build and restore relationships. I believe that it takes work, and as you do the work together, like the Togetherness podcast,
Yes.
I think that you can build a beautiful relationship, but it takes two people willing to work together. So I just want to encourage you out here that you can find me on Facebook. You can message me. I'm on Instagram. I have some new things coming up in store for. I'm doing this new. It's like a new venture for me. Um, it's Ebby Beauty, and what I'm doing an event on December the 7th. So I just want to go ahead and spill that out since I'm
Yeah.
doing it. So December the 7th. I am doing an event. It is called Ebby Beauty Box Lunch Party Celebration. So I'm launching a new product, and what I'm wanting to do is just invite people here in Birmingham. So message me on Facebook or Instagram if you're interested in being a part of the Ebby Beauty Box Lunch Celebration. It is for women, but it also is for men as well. Let me why I say it's for men. Every man has a woman in their life. Okay, whether it's your mother, your sister, somebody you know, you know. So I just want to say, you guys, just reach out to me, even if you have questions about the relationship issues. Just reach out to me. I'm here at elbanyriggins.com. Also, Facebook at Elbany Riggins Life Coach. I'm on there as well, and Instagram at Elbany Riggins. Thank you, Andre.
All right. Wow. Big things happening. Love it. Love it. Yeah. And I am the co-host, Andre D. Harrison. I don't pretend to be like a relationship guru or an expert. I'm a guy who is a divorcee who went to back to college, got his master's in marriage and family counseling, in hopes that I would be able to help other couples maintain togetherness in their marriages and their relationships. I am also in a process of waiting to get my hair cut. So usually I'm on and I'm all done up, but I was going to shave and I was like, no, because my barber's going to hook me up tomorrow. I thought it was today. It's actually tomorrow. So I'm going to get my hair cut tomorrow. So I'll be back to fresh. After next week, you'll see me and I'll be back to fresh. But yeah, I'm just happy to be back. I was telling everybody that it was not a rough, but a very busy past month. Beginning of the school year. Kids, what's going on, Dad? Beginning of the school year, kids back to school, finishing up all my schoolwork, and now I'm glad that all that is behind me. I don't have to go to school at night anymore if I don't ever again want to, or if I don't want to ever again. I'm speaking like Yoda here, but I'm just excited. We're doing good, bro. We're doing really good, really good. And yeah, I'm glad to be back on this with you. And actually, I would love to get more information about that event, December 7th. Is this an all girls event, all ladies event?
Yeah, I said it's men are welcome.
All right, December 7th, right?
December the 7th. It's from 12 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
And it's at the Daniel Project Center in Birmingham.
Okay.
Downtown, north of Birmingham. So if you connect on my webpage on Facebook, it'll be on the Facebook page.
All right. I'm going to start making plans now. Let me find some decent flights and get out there. Check that out.
Do that.
All right. All right.
What's the topic for today?
Today's topic is the lies couples tell. The lies couples tell. Now, it's not so much that them actually telling the lies. Okay. It's what they're portraying to make others believe. So you ever look at a couple and you're like, wow, that's a perfect couple. I wish my marriage was like that. Mm-hmm. And then 7 months later, you're hearing that they're filing for divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm going to give an example. There's a couple on YouTube that I follow, an Australian couple, Nikki and Jamie, very big YouTubers. They had a relationship channel and then eventually had a marriage channel, family channel. They had 2 girls, and now they're separated. On the outside looking in, they had the perfect marriage. She's a model. They're making money. They're portraying as happiness. And there are so many couples that I read comments sharing on their regular videos that their marriage blesses them and that they wish they had a marriage like theirs. Mm-hmm. And it's not like lies that people want to just outright tell. It's the perception that people have. So sometimes we look at couples and we think, wow, they have the perfect situation. But do they really? So today we're going to be talking about a couple of things that couples lie about without even realizing that they're lying about. So pretty much this is for those out there who are looking at couples thinking that this couple is perfect. We're just going to talk about how there's not one particular perfect couple out there, probably except for Michelle and Barack Obama, who they're my relationship goals. Like I want to be like them, but I'm sure they're not perfect either. So we're going to talk about those things real quick and just unpack 4 topics that that couples tend to believe that may not necessarily be true when it comes to the people that they look up to in their marriages. And the first one is that people have the perfect marriage. People have the perfect marriage. We have this sometimes this idea, Albany, that when we have rocky times in our marriage, that we look at other couples and we envy their marriage because what we see is what we want, or a type of perfection. In
Right.
fact, I remember when my youth group first heard that my ex-wife left and that we were eventually getting a divorce. It broke them because they thought we had the perfect marriage. They wanted, and it's so surreal to think and to hear that my teenagers wanted to find somebody to have a marriage just like my marriage to my ex-wife. And that's huge. Like that's huge. And little did they know that there was trouble in paradise. There were storms blazing and hurricanes blowing, and our foundation was being shaken. And I think it's because people don't want to put their business out there, and rightfully so.
Right.
You got people out there that would take your business, trash your name, and run with it, and then go and say, "See, their marriage wasn't all that perfect. You see, they weren't perfect. Good for them. Good for them." There's people out there like that. So, so we have to get the thought out of our head that there's a perfect marriage. Even if we see couples that's been married for a long time, their marriage isn't perfect at all.
One thing that I learned at a very young age.
What's that?
When I was going through the motions of, that pure premarital stage and wanted to understand relationships, so I started to cling to a lot of elderly people because they were, they were married the longest. So what I started doing was asking these questions, and I studied them. I was like, well, what did you do? How did y'all stay together for 50 years? And the thing that I heard the most repeated through various people, oh, baby, we had some hard times, but I hung in there. There was some many struggles. There was some times I wanted to walk away. There's some times that I did walk away, but they didn't let it go. That person that was telling the story was saying, hey, they both was willing to work at it. It was like, you got to work at it. You got to keep working and you got to stay in love. You got to stay connected. And so for me, it was like, hey, you got to go in with your mind made up that that's something that you're willing to commit to, that you're willing to stay in for the long haul. Yeah. But at the same time, your partner has to be willing to do the same.
Very true.
And if your partner is not, then you just sitting there by yourself trying to figure out what's next, So it was like it was a twofold thing. So it was always encouragement that you're gonna have some trials. And I never ever thought that there was a perfect couple, starting from young to old. But I always believed that people that truly love each other, they do fight for each other. But when a person falls out of love or they start doing things that are not good for the relationship, they end the relationship. That person makes the decision that the marriage is ended, not the person that's saying, I'm here and I'm fighting and I'm trying. But if the other person decides to give up and go and do other things and not commit to the fight, and there's a certain level of commitment that people got to understand, that a lot of people say, well, I'm fighting, I want it. But there is a whole nother level of commitment and really, truly, purely fighting for your relationship to work. You got to be doing the right things. You can't be fighting and you creating havoc.
Yeah.
And you're doing things. Yeah, you're creating all this havoc, but you're saying, I want to fight. You're behind closed doors. You're showing up one way, and then your partner thinking that, okay, they're trying. But then when you really see the truth, you really see that they're not really committed. So it takes two to be really, truly committed and rooted and grounded in their relationship. So that means that nothing, absolutely nothing can disturb or distract them from wanting to focus in on what they truly want.
Yeah. Dad says, we'll get vocal, misery indeed loves company. And Onika says on Facebook, seems like that's pretty normal these days. They happy living together and happy not being together. They co-parent better than being together. Every household survives differently. And I've
Right.
realized all marriages are different.
All
Yeah.
marriages are different.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about marriage is that it's not cookie cutter. Every house may have a separate, different type of culture. Every marriage may look differently, and we got to get out of the thinking that there's going to be a perfect marriage. Everything's going to be happily ever after. In fact, the first 3 years of marriage are the most challenging, and that's where a lot of couples, just break apart. And you know what hurts us? Social media. Social media hurts us because we want to portray, even on social media, perfection in our marriage. And it starts from when we have our weddings. We got to have the perfect wedding, right? It's
You
got to
gotta
be
have that
better.
big, beautiful wedding.
Yes, big, beautiful, turn up. Everybody's having a great time and all that stuff, which is fine. Like, I think if you want to have a beautiful big wedding, go ahead and do it, right? But then you notice how and some and I know you've did some premarital counseling and counsel couples in the premarital stages. I've had opportunities to see the planning process of a lot of weddings, and it's stressful. The reason why it's stressful is because it has to appear perfect. Everything's got to go right. The bridesmaids got to dress the way the bride wants. She got to look a certain way. The groom, the groomsmen, the hall, the timing of everything in the service, the DJ. God forbid the DJ mispronouncing somebody's name wrong. Like, it's got to look absolutely perfect for pictures, for the gram, for video. It's got to look absolutely perfect. We live in a visual time where it's not only men are visual, but women are also, but they're not visual in the sense that, they see things like a guy and they get attracted. They want people to see them a certain way. And we got to remove ourselves from that image of perfection from the very beginning, because when you go into a relationship, when you go into a marriage, there's going to be friction. It's not going to be perfect. It's not. And for you guys to really blend together, there's got to be some heat. There's got to be heat for them to blend together. Yeah. So not every marriage is perfect. All right. Another lie that couples tell: they've never been tempted in any way.
Yeah, that would be a lie, right?
Huge lie. Huge lie.
So,
Now, some people are strong in their faith, in their marriage, but to say that you've never been tempted
mhm.
is a lie. A lot of couples have gone through things like infidelity. A lot of couples are going through or have gone through the stages where it almost got there, but not quite. They were able to cut it right away. So it's not uncommon for couples to go through that. That's one of the reasons why, and I'm going to put this out there: dating a cop, dating a fire woman or a firefighter, dating a correction officer, or dating somebody that's an ambulance, like working ambulance. I will never date or marry them. I just can't do it. All right. All right. So I'm glad you asked. All right. Here it is. Right.
I know, I know.
So it doesn't matter. Relationships can develop, and it doesn't matter if there's a physical attraction. Time and enough time and opportunity will make anybody look attractive. Anybody. Let me paint the scenario for you, okay, if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, an ambulance driver spends 8 to 10 hours a day in an enclosed space for a long period of time with somebody of the opposite sex. They may even be like, 15 years older. I'm painting a scenario. And they spend a lot of time and they get chummy together and they start working together and they get close. And then there's subtle flirts there. And now this, one who was working didn't really see this person as cute. Now they're starting to look cute because, they just vibing and, they start getting close and the relationship and the lines are blurred. And now they're sitting there. They don't have a call. they're looking in each other's eyes, they start doing things that they shouldn't do, and boom, infidelity.
That don't happen to everybody.
Not everybody, not everybody. I'm just not risking it.
Okay, yes, I can understand that. That
Yeah.
I do believe that
Yeah.
we have to be open minded here. We know that there's going to be instances where we may find ourselves weak and vulnerable, and it can be at the
Yeah.
most. I always used to say this, that you don't know what you have overcame until you
Yeah.
actually face with it.
Yeah.
So where you think you may not have these things, sometimes it may just sneak upon you. So I
Mhm.
can't say that everybody, but I can say that sometimes we don't know. But
Mhm.
um, when you are, that's when you are in those positions, those are things that you tell yourself. Those are things that people do tell themselves. Like,
Yeah.
hey, no, I don't necessarily ever think that I would do that.
Yeah.
But you never know what you may what you do. You don't know where your mate is, or where their mindset is. You don't
Yeah.
really know what that kind of day might happen, and then the next thing you know, you're going through something in your relationship, and you find yourself doing something that you may or may not want to do,
Yeah.
and you don't realize that that's happening
Mhm.
because it's something that you're missing. So that is a lie that we tell ourselves in relationships, that, hey, I've heard people say it all the time. That would never be me.
Mhm.
I'll never. I
Yeah.
would never. And then we find ourselves.
In that
It
situation.
happened
Yeah.
unexpectedly, not because we willingly do it, but it's just something that happens to
Yeah.
individuals. We all have had to realize that there may be a time in our lives we said we're not going to do something, and it happens. So that's no different from, being tempted.
Yeah.
We're human.
Yeah. And a couple of comments. Dad says a vibe can definitely become attractive. Steph said, boom, side baby. Dad says, oh man, but legit. Shannon says that's such a horrible generalization. You're right. And again, that's me personally. That's why I wouldn't, because I don't want to risk myself feeling betrayed in that way. Is everybody doing it? No, no. But I do know that in almost any situation, it can happen with a supervisor and their colleague. It could happen with a boss and the secretary. Things like that do happen, and it's not because they set out to cheat. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're going out setting out to cheat. I'm saying that um, people have been tempted. Couples who say they've never been tempted probably are not telling the truth. And sometimes when you hold that lie in, like you said, that will never happen to me, it's probably going to happen. Let's realize that, yeah, I've been tempted, right? And it was a struggle, and I resisted the temptation instead of saying, no, I've never been tempted. Nope. No.
You know what? I think it's all according to the individual, because some
Yeah.
people are very, very people. I think, um, I think that there's a point in time when there can be a person that
Yeah.
says, I ain't, no, I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say that they never will. But at this
Yeah.
point in life, they may possibly have never been tempted
Mm-hmm.
to do that. Just
Yeah.
depending on where they are in their life. I mean,
Yeah.
just it all depends on case by case situation.
Yeah. Yep. Onika says, I agree with that. You might work with someone that's not physically attractive, but their personality grows on you and be like, damn, he's so nice. He respectful, etc. So yeah, it can happen that way. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen that way, but it can. It can.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't fall in love with a hump. Everybody
Mhm.
doesn't fall in love. I mean, it's something that's drawing you
Yeah.
to another individual, and it doesn't have to be look. So
Yeah.
I agree with the piece about the person that's in there. If a person is there and that they are giving you what you need, and you're missing
Mhm.
something, and you're in a place where you're weak, there's a possibility anything can happen. So it's not
Please,
about the look. So let's get over that. Let's
tell
not
that
even go
truth.
there.
Tell
It's
that truth. Tell it.
not about the look.
Tell it.
Not about the thing. I mean, it can be so many different things. So
Yeah. Mhm.
it is what it is.
Yeah. So if you are out there and you're looking at a couple and you think they have the perfect marriage and they've never been tempted, that may not be the case. That's another lie that they're telling without telling. All right. Another one. Where we at? Where we at? Finances is never an issue. Finances is never an issue. You see couples going on vacations here and driving nice cars together, and they each have a nice car, nice house, and all that. But finances is never an issue for them. Yeah.
Now, are they telling that story, or that's what somebody else is believing?
That's what somebody else is believing.
So that's shame on them.
Yeah.
But they see the picture, they see the visual, they see, you know, people live their lives the way they want to live their lives. And if you like, I mean, some people are very shiny driven, and some people are like, hey, I just like nice things, but I'm not, you know, that I want to be seen, but I just like what I like. Yeah. And if somebody else say, well, you know what, they look like they doing everything. You know, people used to tell me, like, you do so much, you all over the place. But really and truly, my pictures on Facebook, like when I'm with my kids and we're on vacation, that's just what we're doing at the moment. That's not every day for us. That's not everyday life. So I think that people believe into what they want to believe. Yeah. It depends on what is the message that you're sending. Because for me, I see it like this. Every day I want to be able to have a good relationship, right? Yeah. Every day I want to have a beautiful family. I want to be together and doing all these lovely things. But the reality is that life is messed up sometimes. So you have to just take it as for what it is. Yeah. But if somebody on the outside says, man, that's a beautiful couple, beautiful family, and they believe that, and they think that vision that they just saw is perfect, and they ain't nothing, then they are really deceiving themselves.
Yes. And that's the point of the show.
Yes. Really. Yeah. So how do we change that mindset to believe that everything that you see with the visual is not true? How do we change that? Because I think that's the ideal that we need to paint, that stuff is happening behind the scenes. This is real life. Everybody has things going on. People have all different kinds of issues. When it comes to the finances, one partner may be strong, the other partner may be weak. They figure it out, right? They figure out how can we manage this. But then there's some couples that be like, man, we fight all the time about money. But when we go out in public, we know how to conduct ourselves. Yeah. But when we go home, we might be fussing about the money. You spent too much on the groceries, man.
Yeah. How much was that bag? How much did you pay for that bag?
Yes.
I'm the type that say, right, I know you didn't buy that bag. You're not going to have that much money in that bag. And why are you paying more money for the bag that you're carrying? You know what?
I like nice designer bags. I'm not a name person, but I just like a nice bag. But I think to each his own, right? Yeah. So what else are people telling lies about when it comes to the financial piece?
Well, people believe that couples that are that they see that are living a certain lifestyle just got there, like it just happened.
They didn't have to put no work in.
None. So I want that lifestyle. And here's the thing: when it comes to looking at couples like that, people start to envy, and they start looking at their own spouse because they don't have what they have. Right. So they look at their own spouse and say, you know what, you didn't work hard enough for us to get there. You know, I'm not feeling you now because I'm looking at this couple. It's all there. You know, they have it. You know, they're able to do all these things. And here we are, you know, and if we go on vacation, you know, we go into like, you know, a hotel, you know, on the next borough and for the night that has an indoor pool, and that's vacation for us. No, see, so Social Steph says, I don't feel like justifying my purchases to no man, especially if he makes less than me. Okay. In a marriage, would you feel that way in a marriage also? Yeah. So I think that when it comes to that, one of the things that would benefit couples is you may see a couple and you may see that they visited the Greece and you know, going on boats and yachts and all that stuff, and you may want to do those things. I can't knock you for that, because honestly, I would love to do that too. All right.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to look at when I get married and my spouse and be like, yo, I can't believe we can't do that. Like what's up? Like, how you're not doing enough? And I'm just tired of it. Like, we need to create our own culture. And if you want to get there, we set plans in place for us to be able to vacation like that. We set plans in place for us to buy our own home. We set plans in place for us to have nice cars and things like that.
Right.
So, but it all takes a plan. So don't think that they did not have financial struggles or they fought over the finances. Maybe they did. Maybe they came together and said, "Listen, we don't want to live like paupers for the rest of our life. We don't want to spend frivolously and we live in paycheck to paycheck. What can we do to build together?" All right. It had to start somewhere.
What can we do to build together? I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, cousin. My cousin Cleveland said, and I had a chance to officiate his wedding last year. Hit me up, cousin, and I got you. Hit me up. Yeah. So, but yeah. So let's not think that everybody is a couple that we see out there, especially on Instagram, because like I said before, social media is is tough right now because everybody has to stunt on social media. Everybody.
I think that people think. I just think that sometimes people can get lost in the feed. Like you seeing all these good things, you start going through it, and you're going there. Oh, you get all these, especially women, get all these emotional pieces in you, and be like, oh, they just look like they're so happy, mesmerized. But the reality is life is happening to them just like it's happening to us, and they may not have the same struggle. They may have some different struggles, but everybody has something going on. You got two people that's working a successful business, making millions of dollars. Think about the struggles that they have, the time that they have together with their family. Think about what's going on at home. Look at Will Smith and Jada. You see Will just on social media doing his thing, living an exciting life. And then you got Jada, she doing the Red Talk Table. And you think about some of the things that she has shared, the struggle, how she's trying to, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
We can't mimic ourselves behind anybody.
Yeah.
We have to figure out we have to define what it is that we really want for ourselves in our relationships.
Yeah.
That's what really
that. Yes, that. And that's one lie that other couples can't tell. That's one lie that we can't believe.
Right.
If we have our own marriage and we look to build our own thing and get to where we want to be, create a vision for our marriage ourselves instead of living out the vision of other couples we see out there on social media or even couples that we may know, you find yourself in a much happier position in your relationship and in your marriage. Okay.
Focusing on what it is that you want, what really makes you happy, and create a life around that.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you said before, this show, the title is a little deceiving.
Yes, it is.
It's not really couples telling these lies. It's us believing certain things that may not be true.
Right.
All right. We create these lies ourselves and we believe it, but it's us who are doing it. All right. Another thing that couples lie about is, and this is probably going to be something that we need to unpack, is that love is all you need. Love is all you need for a marriage, for a relationship to survive.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of things. You can unpeel the onion, unlayer it. It's a lot of things that love stands. I mean, it depends on when a person says they love a person. Love, Love, a person. What does love mean to you? And what are you willing to do for love?
No, Steph is being Steph.
What she say?
She said no romance without finance.
But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody has. What does that look like? I mean, I think there's a bunch of layers that you got to unpeel back, because I think love is honor, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about honor, what does honor stand for? What does it mean to you? Honor is a lot of things, So it depends on what the person is looking at about love. That's me saying my thoughts about love. My thoughts about love is that here you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to give it up. I'm willing to
Yeah.
do what it is that I need to do to be better, to do better, to support us, to become what we need to become together so we can be successful. I'm
Yeah.
I'm willing to do my part
Yeah.
because I love
Yep.
you. I'm willing to
Yeah.
put in the work. I'm willing
Yeah.
to expose myself. I'm willing to say, you know what, I got some issues too. And you're not the
Mhm.
only one. And I'm not gonna just say it's all you, but at the same time, I'm willing to work on me. I'm willing to bring
Mhm.
my finances to the table if need be, if you need me to
Yeah.
support. I'm willing to I'm willing to support you in your business. I'm willing to support you in your life's journey, whatever it is. But at the same time, I love me too, right? I love
Mhm.
me too.
Yeah.
I want to
Yep.
protect us. So when we do get in these challenges, when things start to happen and you see these walls falling down, I'm willing to say, you know what? I love you that much that I can see inside and I see something happening. So I'm willing to
Mhm.
pull you back because I want to protect us. So love
Yeah.
is a lot of things. So it depends on what
Yeah.
you're willing to do for love. And
Yeah.
love,
You,
go ahead.
you ever seen that? A lot of people have seen it. That Boomerang, the movie Boomerang, back in like the early '90s.
Yeah.
That infamous scene when Holly Berry went off on Eddie Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
She said,
Talking about love. Yeah, she went off, poking him in the head and all that. First off, I got to be honest. I'm not a Holly Berry fan.
okay.
That was the best Holly Berry scene I've ever seen.
Well, that was when she first, like her
Yeah,
early days.
yeah. But she said so much truth in that when it comes
Love.
to love.
Right.
So much truth, right? How we throw love a lot, throw out there a lot, and I think people genuinely, when they say it, believe that they do. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that somebody who's telling you that they love you is lying to you. I would
Right.
never say that. They genuinely believe that they do. They have this feeling of that they can't really explain, but they know it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
You make them feel good when they think about you. They get goosebumps and butterflies. They start smiling, and a dude could be with his boys, and then he just has a thought about you. Or you text him, and he starts like grinning, and the boy's like, "Yo, what's wrong with you? Like, who you smiling?" Like, yeah, you feel that kind of love. But love really um isn't enough. It's not the end all be all to make sure that a marriage stays intact and together.
I think
Like you
love
were
has to
saying,
be an
there were so
action.
many different things. Yeah,
I
it's
think love.
definitely an
I
action.
think love supports an action.
Yeah,
I think if it's the real love, God paid love. I think that it supports an action. I think that action
yeah,
comes behind that word. I think that it's the individual how they see it and what they do behind that action that love
mhm.
expresses.
See, and I think when you talk to people about that, because I also look at love as a choice.
It is.
People choose to act on it.
Mhm.
Um, I've gotten into arguments with people about that. Well, it's something that you feel. Okay, I'm not saying it's not, but it's so much more than that.
It is.
And I think that in the English language, that word love has become so not uh diluted pretty much
It
because
is
we love
diluted.
everything. Yeah, we love everything. Like this cup of coffee,
I
oh,
love
it tastes so good. I love this.
it.
Like really, I do love this cup of
So
coffee.
what has happened to the word love? Love has just become so like I love.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah,
shop. I just love
yeah,
TV. you know,
yep,
right?
yeah. And when Lauren Hill years ago said that quote that we really don't know what love is,
Mhm.
we love what stimulates us, and then when it doesn't stimulate us anymore, we don't
If
love it anymore.
we throw it away. Oh, I'm just done. I'm over. No,
Come on
that's
now.
not love.
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's not love.
No, it's not. So we really have to understand what love is. Love is not. It may not necessarily be what we believe it is.
Right.
Right. And so when it comes to that, if you really love somebody, look to unpack what love actually is
Mm-hmm.
and how you will operate in love in your relationship and in your marriage.
Right.
How many, and I think, and there's, it's that the good thing about that, it's never too late. Let's say you're watching this and you've been married a year and a half and you start thinking to yourself, I think I made a mistake. Like, I really think that I made a mistake here. Like, she's bad. Like, she's beautiful, but I don't have that love for her. I don't love her. Right. The good thing about being in a marriage and love, love is something that could be developed at any stage of a relationship. There's been couples on the brink of divorce, can't stand each other, living apart, and then 5 years later, they reconcile, and their marriage is even stronger than before. You know, stronger than before, and it's not because they decided to fall back in love again. They started to see exactly how to love somebody and what I need to do to make sure that that person knows that I'm loving them. And when I say I'm loving them, I'm saying loving in an action type of word. Like, that's a verb. I'm loving on them.
Loving.
Yeah.
It
So
sounds like something
again,
in motion. I'm
yeah,
loving
yeah,
it. You moving,
yeah,
you doing something.
yeah. You're moving, doing something, and I think at any state, right? And I tell people this like this all the time. Like, if I had a choice, um, and it's a segue into what I'm saying. I would love to arrange my son's marriages. Right? They won't let me because they won't. I would hook them up though. Like, I would hook them up. Like, on wedding day, when that veil goes, they're gonna be like, "Yo, Dad, thank you." But uh, they won't let me do that, right?
No, I ain't gonna let you do
But
that.
arranged marriages work because they understand that love is something that can happen at any point, and it's something that they will do, something that they would act on, something that they would move on. So they
Build
will,
on. They have to
yeah,
build
they'll
on.
start loving
Yes.
this purpose. Yeah, they'll start loving this stranger that they met for the first time on wedding day. So I'm not saying go out there and ask your parents to arrange your marriages. I'm not saying that, but that's just an example of what it means to start loving somebody, and that love can happen, and the action of loving can happen at any point, whether you're brand new or you've been married years and you're on the brink of divorce and you're looking to just get out. It can happen then also. My cousin Shamela says, what helped me was learning his love language. And Onika says on Facebook, if we have more God-fearing men in marriages, it will work. And I believe that. I think if there were some more men that were God-fearing, that looked at the model that God established for marriage. And again, people believe certain things about marriage that they believe the Bible teaches certain things about marriage that may not necessarily be totally accurate. They hear it from this person and that person and they believe it. But a biblical marriage is one of mutual submission, of care for one another, self-care and care for one another. It's actually a beautiful model when you look at it. But
I like the fact that we can put God in it. But I also want to say that we really got to be open, because we say this all the time: God fearing me, God fearing. That we
yeah,
need God fearing people. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because we always. I mean, I'm not
yeah. I
trying to.
want a God-fearing wife. What?
Right. We need both. It's both parties, right? We got to stop
Yeah,
just being. And I know you see a lot of this in our community. You see a lot of
yeah,
the men that are missing the Black brothers. But at the same time, there are a lot of good brothers out there that's really doing it. That's really loving their family. And it may
mm-hmm.
sometimes not be them that's really not doing right. It may be the wife that needs more of the God fear. And so I think that we
Great.
really got to look at it from both angles. Like, we need
Yeah,
God fearing people. We need more
yeah,
couples walking together in Christ.
together.
Both of
Yes,
them, both of them
yes,
together. That's what we
yes.
need more of. We need to
Agree.
see more of that. We need to see more kneeling and humbleness in the marriage. We need more people setting examples. Real genuine people setting examples for relationships.
Yeah.
Like, really for real. Because our
Hmm.
kids are getting lost because they're seeing all this crap that some of
Yeah.
us as parents, we're showing our children. Some of us are doing things and our kids are lost, and that's going to be our next generation. So we
Hmm.
need to step it up as a
Yeah.
community. Really and truly, we do. We really do.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person. What I am saying is that we need more people. We need more
Yes.
people that are able to really stand up and speak about what it is that we need to be, how we should be as a community for our families and children.
Yeah.
So I get it when we say we need God fearing, but we need God fearing people.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. On that note,
Yes.
it is 8:57.
Woo!
We're going to start wrapping up. Great discussion. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dedrick, Steph, Shannon, Shamela, Onika, and everybody watching on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for your input. Really appreciate it. This is the Togetherness podcast, and we enjoy having conversations with each other and having input and engagement from you as well. You guys make this show happen, and we will continue going every Thursday from here on in. All right. Yes. So let's close this out, and I'll let you go first.
All right, you all. You heard me as I came on live. I have this event, Ebby Beauty Box Lunch Celebration Party on December the 7th at 12 to 4 in Birmingham, Alabama. Please, if you're in the area or if you have any friends or family, look me up on Facebook, tell them about it, and come out and support. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Albany Riggins. You also can find me on albanyriggins.com. And send me an email at support@albanyriggins.com if you want to have a conversation.
All right. And listen, even if you're not close to Birmingham, right?
Birmingham.
If you're not close, get close.
Get close.
Get a flight, train, bus, get there. All right. Get close. All right. And I'm Dre. You can get more information about me on togethernesscoaching.com. You can hit me up on Facebook at theandre.d.harrison, on Instagram at Andre_D_Harrison, and on Twitter at Andre D. Harrison. All right. I want to thank everybody so much for watching and tuning into the Togetherness podcast. And if you're listening by way of podcast on Spotify or audio in any audio format, thank you so much for listening. All right. We're going to call it a night.
Yes.
All right. God bless you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next week, we out.